The Federal Bureau of Investigation immediately launched one of the largest, most expensive manhunts in modern military and law enforcement history, codenamed Hijack. Hundreds of soldiers, federal agents, and search dogs combed through the freezing wilderness, dragging rivers and scanning mountain ridges for any sign of a parachute, a body, or scattered money. Yet, despite decades of relentless searching, scientific analysis, and interviewing thousands of suspects, the FBI did not find a single physical trace of the jumper, leaving investigators completely empty-handed and driving the entire world into endless speculation. The only real breakthrough in the case occurred nearly 9 years later, in 1980, when an 8-year-old boy digging a campfire pit near the Columbia River uncovered 3 decaying bundles of the exact marked $20 bills given to Cooper. The discovery proved that at least a small portion of the ransom reached the ground, but forensic scientists could not determine whether the money was dropped by Cooper during his jump or carried down the river years after his death. Did Dan Cooper perish in the freezing mountain woods, or did he pull off the ultimate, perfect escape, walking away into a new life with an entirely new identity? Decades later, after processing thousands of leads and officially closing the active investigation, the FBI still holds no definitive answers. The identity of Dan Cooper remains a ghost, and his unbelievable escape stands as the only unsolved skyjacking in commercial aviation history. He stepped off a jet airliner into the cold night sky and vanished straight into thin air, leaving behind a mystery that continues to captivate the entire world. Upon landing in Seattle, Cooper allowed all 36 passengers to walk free in exchange for the cash and the parachutes delivered by federal agents. With only a skeletal crew of 4 flight members left on board, Cooper gave his final, unbelievable flight instructions: fly south toward Reno, Nevada, keep the altitude strictly below 10,000 feet, and keep the landing gear down with the cabin unpressurized. Shortly after taking off into a freezing, heavy rainstorm surrounded by pitch-black night over the treacherous, heavily forested mountains of the Pacific Northwest, Cooper ordered the entire crew into the cockpit and locked the door behind them. At approximately 8:15 p.m., as the jet fought through severe turbulence, the flight crew noticed a sudden warning light flash on the dashboard, signaling that the aft stairs at the back of the aircraft had been manually deployed in midair. When the plane finally landed safely in Reno hours later, federal agents and SWAT teams stormed the aircraft, only to find the cabin completely empty. Dan Cooper, along with 2 parachutes and his bag of cash, had stepped out into a freezing, zero-visibility storm over thousands of square miles of dense forest, plunging 10,000 feet into total darkness. D.B. Cooper, the man who vanished into thin air. On November 24, 1971, a quiet, smartly dressed man carrying a dark briefcase walked up to the airport counter in Portland, Oregon, bought a one-way ticket to Seattle, and boarded a commercial Boeing 727. He sat calmly in the back row, ordered a drink, and lit a cigarette, appearing to be nothing more than a mid-level businessman traveling on a rainy afternoon. But short after takeoff, he handed a small handwritten note to a flight attendant that would spark the greatest, most baffling unsolved mystery in aviation history. The note contained a chilling, direct message: "Miss, I have a bomb in my briefcase. I want you to sit next to me." When the terrified flight attendant sat beside him, the mysterious man, who had checked in under the name Dan Cooper, partially opened his briefcase, revealing a tangle of red wires, a large battery, and several cylinder charges. His demands were sharp, calm, and astonishingly precise: $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills, for high-grade parachutes, and a fuel truck ready on the tarmac upon landing in Seattle. In exchange for the passengers' lives, Cooper maintained an absolute, icy calm throughout the ordeal, showing zero panic or aggression, which led investigators to believe he was a highly trained military operative or an expert criminal strategist. If you enjoyed this incredible real-life mystery, please hit the like button, drop a comment below with your favorite theory, and subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing stories every week.